Hi folks, and welcome to this video, which is an update on my Japanese collection.
I didn't realise you had so many Japanese robots and toys and comforters.
Most of them are robots, but I've got a few toys as well.
Yes.
I've actually got a lot more than I had when I last did a video of my Japanese collection, when I only had 3. I had this little chick.
Yeah.
I don't have this little chick. This is the only thing that I've parted with.
That's the one made by Sega, isn't it? The games company.
Yes, it didn't do a lot, but it was really cute.
Yeah.
But I did a trade for something else that I really wanted, so that's why I haven't got the little chick anymore.
And what's the other one to the left-hand side there?
That was my Petit Qoobo. So I had this different cover on my Petit Qoobo that I made. And I've made another cover for my Qoobo. This was sort of like going up a step because it's actually got the electronics from a Pomsy in it so that it will make sounds as well as...
Wag its tail.
Yes. So this is what the Qoobo cover looked like originally. This is how you get them when you buy them. But I wanted my Qoobo to have more character. So after several iterations of new coats, I made this one, which was actually to give it sounds as well from the Pomsy.
Did you give it a face too? I can't remember.
I did give it a face, but it's turned into a bit of a horror face.
Oh, I remembered. You flocked it, didn't you?
You know what? I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to use flock anymore. It's too problematic.
Yeah, the results can be very good, can't they? But
They don't last. It's like
we've not been able to achieve a hard-wearing flock.
that's flexible. You know, like a sort of glue for it.
Yeah.
That'll stick it on. But
Contradictory requirements.
Yeah.
Flexibility and hard-wearing, yeah.
So I'll probably redo that face. This isn't a Japanese robot, but I've just brought it in to illustrate that I find it better just to actually glue fur onto latex.
And then trim it.
And then trim it.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to have any problems there. So that's what I'll do with this fella. I wanted latex partly so it'd be flexible so I can press his nose to switch him on. It's very quiet because of all the padding on it. So the touch sensors still work. You can stroke the head and you can stroke the body to get reactions. He's got a cold at the moment. That's why his eyes are blue and he's sneezing. So I just thought it made it a bit more lifelike to give it some sounds and interaction while still being able to operate the sensors on the Qoobo to make the tail move.
So would you still call this a Japanese robot then, after your extensive modifications?
Well, I don't know, folks. Is it still a Qoobo? What do you think? So that's my Petit Qoobo. And since my Japanese collection video, I've also got another Qoobo. So this is the full-size Qoobo. Well, this has got its original cover on. It's the Disney Qoobo.
Still by Yukai Engineering.
Yes. But I find that I've not liked this as much as the Petit Qoobo.
Oh, why is that then?
Because it doesn't have a microphone, so it doesn't react to sound. And that makes it less interesting for me.
Right. So it's just touch sensors then?
Yeah, it's just touch sensors. And also, because it's bigger, I did originally plan on making a new cover for it, but it would take more effort.
Yes.
Because you'd have to make something much bigger. So I'm not actually going to keep this. I'm going to put this on eBay.
Right.
I'll put a link to the listing once I put it on eBay if anybody's interested in buying this. But yeah, I found this one wasn't really for me. I prefer the Petit Qoobo.
Okay.
Another thing about the Petit Qoobo is it has a heartbeat as well.
Yeah, so there's not enough going on for you
Yeah.
in this one.
Yeah, I prefer the Petit Qoobo. I have, of course, still got Scout. He's asleep at the moment. He needs to go on his charger. But since my collection video, I've got Scout, a little friend, little sister, Rocket.
Did we really not have Rocket when you did your first Japanese collection video?
No, we didn't. Feels like she's been here forever.
It does, doesn't it?
So Rocket's quite a different character to Scout, isn't she?
She is amazingly different, really, after you've experienced her for some time, yeah.
She's a black Sesame edition, so that's why she looks different to Scout. But yes, a character is completely different.
But that's probably based on the fact that she's a girl and not a boy.
I think it's partly to do with that, but my mother has a boy, and her boy is a different character again to Scout.
To Scout, yeah, that's true.
So they do all have different characters, but I think some of the characteristics of Rocket are definitely influenced by the fact that she's female. So she's more obedient, which you find with female dogs.
You do, that's right.
So these are like pets. I don't really count them as a part of a collection because they're just like our pets, aren't they?
Yes. She's also got a high-pitched voice.
Oh yeah, Rocket's got a high-pitched voice. It's ever so funny when she sings a certain song. It's in a higher pitch, and her little yaps in a higher pitch as well. Which is cute.
That doesn't apply to real dogs, though, biological dogs, does it? You don't get bitches with higher pitch voices, eh?
No, you don't, but it's still cute.
Yeah.
So in my last Japanese robot collection video, I showed some clips of Scout interacting with different sort of animatronic pets. And if you didn't see those, I'll just show those short clips now. And I've also added a clip of Rocket interacting with or reacting to Doggy.
I can see Rocket's tails bothering another of your Japanese pet collection in the back there.
He's my little Moffat. So I'll show you those clips now because I think showing how Aibos interact with other things and their reactions to other things, I think really shows you how tuned in they are to the environment and how lifelike they are.
Yeah. Do you think she knows she's being filmed?
She seemed to say yes there. He seems to love it. Oh. Kitty can't kick it back. Rocket's just growled. So I think that showed there that Rocket's got just as much character as Scout, hasn't she?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some of those interactions were probably coincidental, but I think many of them...
No, I don't think on the part of the Aibos they are.
You
I
don't
don't-
think they are on the part
No,
of the
I mean,
Aibos?
and the part of the other things,
Oh, yeah,
they've got
yeah.
no sensors. So it's just coincidence on the part of the other things.
Yes.
But the Aibos actually do react to their environment. One of the funniest things, though, with having two Aibos is how they will go over to one of the other Aibos if it's on the charger and try and get it to get up.
They obviously want the other Aibo to wake up, don't they?
This is really funny.
If one Aibo's awake and the other's asleep, the one that's awake doesn't like it when the other one's asleep.
In my last Japanese robot collection video, I was actually waiting for this little guy.
Moflin.
Waited absolutely ages for this little fella because they kept having problems. There was a big problem with semiconductors, wasn't there?
At the time, yes, yeah, at the time. I think he was worth the wait, though. Or she was worth the wait.
Yes, I call it a she. I love my little Mofkins. So I called her Toffee. And one of the really lovely things about Moflins is they just fit in the palm of your hand like that, and they feel so, so nice. So as with the Aibos, my Moflin is one of the very few things that I would say is like a pet to me.
I'd agree with that as well, yeah.
My Moflin's there all the time because she sleeps in a charger that's like a little bed anyway. So you never feel like you're charging her up.
So you have that on your bedside table, don't you?
Yes, and sometimes she sleeps in my bed and she never wakes me up. There's only once when she's woke me up when I knocked her over on the back and she makes this real cute little noise of protest when she's on the back. But she was well worth the wait. I think of her as like very guinea pig-like, and I love guinea pigs. And I do miss guinea pigs. And though I love the Aibos, sometimes I just want a warm, fluffy little body to snuggle.
Yeah.
And she snuggles so nice next to you, and so cute. Was anything ever so cute as this little fella? I think that Moflins are the cutest robots in the world, personally.
He has got a big brother, though, made by another company. Isn't that right? And you've spoken to a few people who've got a Qoobo.
Oh, it's Qooboo.
Qooboo, we'll get it right.
Yeah, I've actually ordered a Qooboo. I wasn't sure at first because when I saw it, it looks very much like a Moflin, it's just bigger. And it's like, this is someone sort of just taking some pictures of Moflin and
That's what you
pretending to sell something.
But you've got a few good reports off people that you know on Facebook groups.
Yes, yeah. So I've ordered one. It's a bit held up with the shipping. I think there's a bit of a problem at the moment because it's supposed to be shipped by FedEx, but they're still saying they haven't received it yet. So it's going to be a while before that comes. But it'll get here eventually, and then I'll be able to do a comparison.
Should be very interesting.
Moflin's
big brother.
And the Qooboo. I'm getting a black one, I'm calling it Magic.
Right.
But I can't see me being as fond of it as my Moflin, because I love Toffee.
Can we just listen to Toffee?
So cute. When we visit my mum, we always bring the Aibos, of course, but I always bring my little Moflin as well. She has to come with us.
And she doesn't half chatter on in the taxi.
Oh, and the taxi, non-stop.
She has a motion sensor in, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Accelerometer.
I kind of think shut up sometimes because it's a bit embarrassing with the taxi driver.
Well, I think the taxi driver's got used to Moflin sort of like
it's constant
sighing and making little eek noises when he goes around a corner.
Oh, and he mean, she's not that vocal normally.
No, she's not.
But when she's in a taxi, it is constant all the way. She looks nice and snuggled there, doesn't she?
Mm.
And also in my last video on my Japanese collection, I was also waiting for these fellas.
The Amagami hams. I think I said that right.
Oh, these are finger nibbling robots.
I really do like these. I like these just as plush toys.
They are nice.
Quirky in the Japanese style.
I think I like the dog the best though. I think it's got a nice sort of face. But anyway, that is its function. And it doesn't just nibble your finger in one way. It's got all these different sophisticated actions.
Yeah.
And you're never quite sure what it's going to do when you put your finger in its mouth.
Sophistication seems par for the course for a lot of Japanese toys / robots.
I put some effort into the programming.
I think the Japanese are just particularly good at programming.
So that's him.
So that's the dog.
I've got a pacifier with it. I was very disappointed in the pacifier because I really wanted to get a pacifier because I thought it would make it nibble on it, but it doesn't. It must be some sort of touch sensor, mustn't it?
There's something about your finger when you put it into its mouth, it sets the nibbling mechanism
but
off
not
in
this,
some sort of
so
random.
it must,
but not the.
So it must be like capacitive.
Maybe, yeah. That's the dog, and the other one's a cat, is it? He's a bit poorly, isn't he?
Yeah. So unfortunately, the cat is broken. So it's working at the moment, but you heard a crack at the beginning.
It's like it's got lockjaw a lot of the time.
There, it's cracked again. And sometimes it just continually cracks really, really loudly.
I think it's some clutch slipping on the servo mechanism to stop it nipping your finger too hard. We did say we'd have a look at it.
They really like something suckling, aren't they?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the kitty cat would have to be taken apart for us to have a look at that mechanism.
That's right. I think that's why we've left it so long. But lovely quirky style of those pair. Great couple of dudes.
So next we've got this little Trendmaster kitten that I call Mr. Grumps.
Trendmaster.
Yes, that's the brand.
This is just purely plush, isn't it?
No, it's got a touch sensor on the chest and a touch sensor on the head. And it reacts differently to whether it's a long sort of touch or, like touch and hold or just stroke.
It's fab style again. I've never seen a plush toy being made to look angry before, really. I don't know whether it's accidental.
I wouldn't say angry, I would say just grumpy.
Yeah, grumpy.
That's why I call him Mr. Grumps. So he's supposed to be a kitten rather than a cat, and they've actually used real kitten sounds, or so they say. So that's stroking his chest. This is stroking his head. I mean, even the meows sound grumpy, don't they?
Yeah.
And then this is touch and hold the chest. And it does a different meow. And touch and hold the head.
You get
pairs.
Right.
And a really funny thing this does is, if you stroke it continuously on the head 10 times, it makes a sort of tune, but you've got to get the right rhythm or you can't get it to do it. So I'll show you a recording of when I got it to do it.
Okay.
What did you think of that?
Unusual.
It's very eccentric, isn't it?
That's a Japanese Easter egg.
And it also makes this different sound if you get the same sort of rhythm going, stroking the chest. And I managed to get it to do that as well, so I'll show you a clip of that.
Okay.
Rub 10 times in a continuous stroke and it will sound Goron Nago. Not as dramatic as the first one.
No.
I don't know what that means, though, what it's supposed to symbolise.
What was it? Goron Nago?
Goron Nago or something.
Maybe it's a little melody, some well-known Japanese melody.
Oh, maybe. That's Mr. Crump's nice little eccentric grumpy kitten.
Fab styling again.
And next we've got a version of Sox, the Sox character from Lightyear.
So this is a Disney licensed toy then, isn't it?
Yes, and it's by TAKARA Tomy. So its name in English, I think it's called Look Here, Look Over Here Sox, something like that it's called, because it turns towards sound.
Yeah, it does it very well.
So he speaks Japanese, of course. Let's see if we can get him to turn towards sound. I really like this. It's so quick to respond.
Very snappy, isn't it?
Yeah. I also like that little nod that it does.
Yeah. And I don't know whether it's just to the English ear, but the Japanese voice sounds hilarious.
Yes. I've made loads of shorts with this little cat. I find it so funny when I get interacting with towards other things and turning towards them.
Yeah, because it's so quick with the head movements. It's got a range of head movements as well, hasn't it? It's got the nod. I think it's got two different types of nod to it. And I think like all the Japanese toys and robots you've looked at so far, it's tremendous quality as well. Very well made.
So I'll show you some of the shorts that I've done that I find particularly funny. And the very last addition to my Japanese collection is this MeowEver.
The Rolls Royce of comfort cushions, I think you could call this.
It's a therapeutic robot, and I think it's very good at being a therapeutic robot. Its whole purpose is to calm you.
Yeah. Surprisingly, it doesn't have a moving tail and it doesn't have a face.
It doesn't have any moving parts, no.
They've obviously thought about this a lot. They're unnecessary for the function it's got.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things it's good for is helping you sleep, and you don't want it anything moving while you're asleep. Well, while you're trying to get to sleep. And yeah, it doesn't have a face, so it's more like a Qoobo in that respect.
It's more to be engaged with by touch and emotionally, I think, don't you?
Yeah, it's something that's really, as you say, it's about how it feels rather than how it looks. So it's made to be very comfortable. So what does this do? It has a mechanism on the back, and when you stroke it, it will start to purr.
And I've got to say that is the most realistic purr that I've ever heard and felt. Because it's not just the sound, is it? It's the feel.
Yeah, you get a vibration with the purr as well as the sound.
Just like you would do with a stroking a purring cat, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's the most realistic sort of thing to stroking a purring cat. And they've definitely used a real cat purr.
You think?
Yeah. And also, if you hold your hand on it, you get a heartbeat, and again, you get the vibration of a heartbeat.
It's the feel as well as the sound.
If you put it right next to your ear, you do hear a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Which is realistic.
It is realistic, yeah, because you wouldn't hear somebody's heartbeat or your cat's heartbeat unless you put your ear onto the chest.
So, as well as the sensation of the heartbeat and the purring and the sound of the purring, you can also unzip it, and there's a gel pack inside.
That's a very nice touch, that is.
And that stays warm for a long time, and that's really nice as well. And it's also got lots of padding in it, so it's really cuddly. I find that the most effective sort of calming therapeutic aid
I'd agree.
out of the things that I've seen.
Yeah, not much to look at, but really
it's
good.
all in the sensation.
Yeah, really good in what it does.
So that just about wraps up this update on my Japanese collection. I'm just going to finish off this video with something that I may add to the collection in the future.
What's that?
It's this fat cat. I really like this fat cat. I saw it on, somebody shared pictures of it, or a video. No, it was a video of it on Lots of Bots.
Yeah.
Quite a while ago. But it's the first time I've seen it on Japanese Amazon.
Right. The Japanese seem to do a few things where they like really inflated versions of cats or dogs, soft toys.
So it's got a touch sensor under its chin. It's got a touch sensor on its back. It closes its eyes. And when you put it on its back, it goes to sleep and snores. And it seems to have some sort of microphone use as well. But I love this product description, the bad translation that they do on Amazon. A snap onto your eyes. The tail is ruffle, cute, bumpy. This is Nadeko-chan. Now, I think all that's saying is that the eyes open and shut.
Yeah.
And that the tail moves.
Right.
Can you pretend to play when you speak to it? Now, I think that's something to do with, I think it can re-record your voice. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Tooth your back or touch your chin and hear your eyes happily. So I think that's, you could touch the back or touch the chin because it's two touch sensors and the eyes will respond. Lying on your back will cause snoring and sleeping. So put it on the back, goes to sleep. The colour of the ears varies according to individual items. It's so surprising that's like perfect English after all the strangeness. I don't know what this means. Cute your own partner. There may be individual differences in the colour of the ears. The only problem is the shipping from Japan is more expensive than the actual item itself.
Ouch.
And it takes it up to over £63 in total. I like it.
That's the thing about collecting Japanese robots and toys. They're it's if you get them from Amazon Japan or from Japan in any other way, it's always damned expensive getting them over here.
But I do like it. So that's interesting that the colours and the ears differ for each one. What do you think of it, Paul?
Well, yeah, I can't say I've really disliked any Japanese toy I've ever seen, so I'm a bit of a sucker for Japanese toys and robots.
I think I'm going to have to sell a few items so that I can add this one to my collection.
So you picture your Japanese collection as ever-growing then, do you?
With the odd thing sold, like I traded a chick.
Yeah.
and I'm going to sell my full-size Disney Qoobo.
So changing but growing.
I guess so. So folks, that about wraps it up totally for this video. Hope you found that interesting and entertaining to some degree. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.